tribalized Nigeria. My question is with respect to the Al-Majiri that you have just mentioned. It seems as if in certain parts of Nigeria it is the structure, it is the way of life of certain invested interests to perpetuate things like poverty, the Al-Majiri, the thugs in the West, the thugs in Southeast Nigeria. How do we break those particular strongholds? You have it in the socio-cultural fabric in the country. So how do we break down those barriers in the north that encourages that, in the east that encourages things like IPOB, in the west that we have people seceding, and so on and so forth? There's these very strong things which, even though people have traveled abroad, when they get back to Nigeria, they become parochial, encouraging things like Al-Majiri. And some of us feel that it's setting the country back.
Well, simply, I just deal with that simply because people, they don't know, again, when you don't know the value. It's like somebody who have, put it this way, it's like having a private business and having a business where a quoted business. You think that your private business is doing well. So people, because the measure of success is different. So if I go to my village and everybody's in my gate begging, that shows I'm a rich man. When the effect is a risk to me. Because if everybody is doing well, it is better for everybody. But if everybody is begging, there's something one day, one must kidnap your children for money. So those people, the society can only develop by those people being good people, doctors, everything. It becomes more competitive, it becomes more developed. So it is the idea, that's what they can get from what the person that asks about sustainability. It is to have those who know, understand that this is the only way to go. These are the measurable ways of developing and sustain it. Because when people say that we are doing well, I'm saying, how come in 20 years we've not generated more electricity? What is difficult in it? In Egypt, between 2015 and 2022, doubled their output. Egypt now exports power to Europe. And of course, Tanzania, you saw what happened in Tanzania. They just shut down some of their systems because they have more than they need. So what is wrong in our own? Is it that they cannot, it's just human. And people don't even know that the first loan we ever borrowed on that Tafabawa in 1990 was for electricity to build Kaiji Dam. And it was held by World Bank. So it's not World Bank, they held it and said, this is a futuristic investment. And that Kaiji Dam is still there. So how many other Kaiji Dam were? And we borrowed more money than that. And we used it to do what? Nothing. We stole it. So it was not World Bank. They lent us money. They didn't steal it. Because I've seen people say, our problem is from the West. How?
They pay school fees.
Speak to me, I've just stolen your money. He said it's the West. He speak to me from Britain. Let's deal with the man who took our money. So that is the same Nigeria. It is now, okay, it's not become a problem. The North is insecure. Because we didn't invest in those people. I can tell that if those people were engineers, doctors, and everything, that won't happen.
But the northern elite wants it.
No. We We're dealing with yesterday. All of us here wants to deal with tomorrow. Let us not be trapped in the process of yesterday. Those who think about yesterday and today will miss tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow. I'm not worried about what happened in my state yesterday. When I came, people said, I said, listen, yesterday is gone. We can't reverse it. What do we do tomorrow? If we go to yesterday, and that's why I said that people come to government and start reminding us of the past. We didn't hire you to tell us about yesterday. We saw that things were bad. We're looking for a new CEO, so we hired you. What we want to hear is how to solve the problem. Don't tell us, don't remind us about where we're coming from, because where we're coming from was bad. If it was good, we wouldn't have hired you. So for me, it is not how bad things are. You know, how do we solve it? Solutions to the past. What I'm doing now is part of it for me. Going around and preaching to people like you and saying, don't lose hope. Otherwise, if it's for Nigeria, it's about the election. I finished the election, I should go home now. What is all these things that are going around now? We can kind of saying this thing, today I'm saying it, and I can assure you, within the next 4 months, you'll see me in this month. I have ordered 5 places to go and say, what is this man doing? And the same system is questioning, why are you still running around? Election is over. What are you doing? Did I ask people to vote for me now here? No. I'm saying we can change this. But because they are used to, they've captured it, so this man should go and sit down or come for his own share. He refused and just be going around talking rubbish. What is he talking? Some say he's even a bitter man. You don't look at somebody who is very I'm not a bitter man. I'm as happy as I should be. Because I know the strong things are happening. Thank you.
So, I'm going to ask you a question, probably put you on the spot, but my question is, which way would you go? Would you go the way of El Salvador, where they've adopted the Bitcoin, or would you go the way of Joe Biden, who is banning cryptocurrencies? In fact, Bitcoin in particular. Thank you.
The value of dollar, people are running away from it. We're not running away from it. We're not part of those. We're still looking for it. So we're not part of those who are running away from it. You know, but
there are almost 300 banks on the verge of closure right now.
300 what?
300 banks on the verge of closure.
because of dollar.
Because of their debt.
Yes.
Debt is different from dollar.
Yeah, that is because of their debt. Quite frankly, we are not running away from dollar, and
We want it.
for us it's still a store of value because it's still the only currency we use to trade internationally. The only problem is that we're not getting it. It's affecting even our rates and even our local purchasing power, because for us to be able to increase our reserve, we need to be productive. We're not a productive country. We need to do more. And to be productive is to export. Even the only thing we're exporting, which is oil, we're not even meeting our quota. Somebody who needs help, we're not meeting our quota, which shouldn't be. So we still want to, so I won't say I'm going to go into other currency when we haven't finished with one we have already, you know. However, the world is dynamic. You keep studying it, keep looking at what to do and everything. It's like I didn't mention when you asked about issue of removal of subsidy. Let me be honest with you. There was enough criminality in the subsidy issue that you needed to remove
First.
before dealing with the issue of actual removal. What it is that he went and said, no, there's criminality in it. Things are not done properly. It's just like saying we do not have enough money for development. I agree with that. We need to have more money, but again, We have not utilized the one we have efficiently. Like I always ask people, you know this country, do they have a national library?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. The British Library.
In America, do they have a national library?
Yes.
Nigeria does not have a national library. That library was awarded by a bachelor. It's not working. The budget for that library this year is about 980 or 982 million naira. But our National Assembly budgeted 15 billion to build National Assembly library. We don't have money. So you see what it is. So you have that situation. When the British Prime Minister had COVID, where did they take him? No.
Guy
Which
hospital.
hospital?
Guy.
Can you go to that one? Everybody goes there. So we have a hospital called National Hospital who did not receive 10% of the budget of their solo clinic where one person goes. When it is not up to 3 miles from where the person lives. It happened to me as a governor. They had a clinic in Governor's Lodge with ambulance and everything. And the hospital does like, do you not have ambulance? I say, hey. And when I move around as governor, ambulance is following me. I say, what? They say, in case it's advanced. What do you mean? But if hospital have it, if anything happens, they all come. So that's what I'm saying. We don't have enough. That's enough Africa. The little we have should be managed in a more efficient and productive manner. And when you do that, you increase the production. Not that we don't have enough. So Office of Governor receives more money than education, health, everybody put together. And what is the governor using to do? Because if he has to travel, he has to travel with 20 people who have no reason to travel with him except to create public nuisance and confusion at expense of the state. When we reduce all this, and that's what I was talking about, let us do things in a more efficient manner. And then we can now be able to deal with the future. Okay. The last one, we do.
Candidates. We know your results. But looking at the previous election, most people actually gave, like personally, I was hopeless after the election because I know you won the election and people actually came out to do what they thought was the right thing to do. But what do you think we should do different next time so that we don't actually find ourselves going back to this situation? Thank you very much. So what should we do different? What should we do different? Thank you. I'm going along the same line with what he said. In terms of global citizenship, and you want us to go on global citizenship, what is a good way to start? A safe way to start, considering the way Nigeria is right now? Because in the long run, I want to go back to the lead. So what is a safe way, good starting point for a political career?
Okay, very simple. The safe way is to support those who are doing it right. Simple. Because if you support those who are doing it right, you build a level playing field where people's talents, hard work will match up their opportunity. 90%, call it 75% of my commissioners are people I've never met before. The people I've never met before, they didn't campaign with me. I looked at the CVs, I carried, and they were very good people. I never met my chief of staff in my life till he became my chief of staff. But She's a wonderful woman. Any day, every time. Somebody who can't go wrong. You know, and you ask about election. What are you going to do? People have asked me that they lost hope. They didn't sit in. What we did last year, my young brother, changing a system that is decadent, a system of state capture, is not a spring race. It's a long distance. When you want to bring a change, you have for enemy all those who belong to the old order as enemies. And those who are already willing to change. Go and take change all over the world. It's never happened overnight. Because they're not going to walk away. They have the system. So what we need to do is to continue what we're doing. If we continue, they'll change it. That's why maybe after election, they bring all sorts of things. Oh, he's religious, he's anarchist, he's tribal, he's not this. But I keep asking them, okay, show me where the northerners were buying bread with food cheap. No, very sad. So all those things will always come in. Because the measure is that. So we continue. We didn't do anything wrong. No bias is part of the system. People say, how are you going to change the judiciary? They're part of the system. Once the system starts changing, you'll be shocked. I always say people that it was the same teachers that were teaching when we were number 20 something in secondary school that were teaching when we became number 1. We didn't change them. One change, supervision. Mindset. So we come to school. They don't know whether the governor is going to come. And the governor walks in and said, what are we doing here? The children, because I will empower them, say, our English teacher is not teaching well. And that was what changed. And I can assure you it will change. Did you see the JAMB result this year? Huh? Huh?
JAMB said they won't release it.
No. No, forget about the region.
No, don't go there.
1.4 million.
We have 1.4 million.
Out of 1.8.
And nobody's panicking.
That's the issue.
No, nobody's even talking about it. That shows you
The future.
in any other country, it's just like they say, oh, 20 people were killed here. Nobody visits there. Nobody cares. Here you say, oh,
One person.
not even one. You hear that 200 children have been kidnapped. My brother, they carry bombs, carry them. Not that they carry them they put them in a bus. Over 10 buses, driving away. Nobody knows where they went to. So you ask yourself, hey, wait a minute. What's going on? You know, they have phones. Even those who are negotiating, everybody have phones. They know where to keep the money. So that's what you face. It's a crisis situation. And that is not, try to condemn it. They say this people will be taking more trouble. Why is this still going around? Thank you.